I am excited to talk to you today about information questions. Sometimes we call them question words or we call them WH words. Uh, information questions. Information questions are different from yes/no questions because they have a different intonation and they start with a question word. So let's get into it. So let's start with what is a question? A question, we might call a question an interrogative, but let's just come up with a simple question. Here's our statement. Let's see. She has a dog. Okay? That's a simple statement. That is what we're going to work with for all of our questions today, just for this example. She has a dog. Okay? If I'm going to ask a question, I need to have a verb at the front, and then I need to have another verb after the subject. So in English, we have subject, verb, object. She has a dog, or subject, verb, complement. This is a simple present because it's a simple tense. That means that we need to, that we only have one verb to work with. So we use the auxiliary do verb, okay? The question is then, does she have a dog? And when I ask that question, this does right here indicates the third person S. So this S is now here on the auxiliary verb, okay? And then this becomes the base verb. We call this the base verb. You ready for the next step? When we ask this question, we're going to ask the question and our voice will go up. Does she have a dog? Does she have a dog? When you hear a question and the voice goes up, you know the answer is either yes or no. Does she have a dog? Yes, she does. No, she doesn't. So the answer will be yes, she does, or no, she doesn't. Okay? Notice that the answer here is the same verb that I asked the question with. Does she have a dog? Yes, she does. No, she doesn't. Okay? Now, let's keep that in mind, but let's move on to just review what the question words are. We have several question words, but we're just going to do 5 basic question words today. We are going to talk about what, who, how, when, and why. Okay? We're going to talk about those words. Oh, one more. 6, where. All right? These question words ask for a thing. What is a thing? Who? We're asking for a person. How? We're asking for a method. When? When? We're asking for a time. And if you can say this before I type it, do it. That will engage your mind as you listen and study with me today. Why? Why? We're asking for a reason. Where? We're asking for a place. Let's add who or whose. We're asking for ownership. Whose shows ownership. Okay? Whose water is this? It's my water. Whose water? The water belongs to me. It shows ownership. All right. Now, let's use these words in our sentence. Okay, here's our question. Does she have a dog? Does she have a dog? Now we can just leave the sentence just like that, and we're going to put a question word in front of it. Why does she have a dog? Did you hear my intonation? It changed. Why did she have a dog? Now the intonation does this. Why does she have a dog? Okay. When the question word goes down, I'm asking for information. I don't want a yes or a no answer. So if you can't understand anything I'm saying, but you understand my intonation and I say da 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 da, then you know you need to answer yes or no. And if I say da 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 da, then you know I'm waiting for some information. This will help you when you ask for clarification. So the first time you heard and you thought, I need to answer with information. And then you can say, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? And your mind is ready to hear what information they want. Okay? This is a great technique when you're just starting out and you only understand part of what people are saying. All right. So, why does she have a dog? Why does she have a dog? The answer could be anything. Let's give an answer to that. Why does she have a dog? She has a dog because she lives alone. Okay. So what are some things that you want to know about her and her dog? Do you want to know, so we know why she has a dog. Maybe we want to know about where now. Oh, wow. So she lives alone. She lives alone is our sentence we're working with. She lives alone. Now, remember, for a question, we need two verbs, and we only have one. So we need to, let me make myself smaller here. Remember, for a question, we need two verbs. That's why we used the does. We're going to use it again. So the question is, does she live alone? And now we're going to ask another question. We want to know where. We know she lives alone, but we want to know where she lives. Okay? So we're going to say, where does she live? And we don't need the alone anymore. It doesn't really make sense. Where does she live? Now the answer is a place. We might say, she lives alone in a big city. Okay. Well, it makes sense that she would have a dog if she lives alone in a big city, right? Okay. So now we know where. We might want to know how. What can we say about how? A method of something. So we might say she trains the dog for to protect her. Okay, so she trains the dog to protect her. Okay, now we want to ask how. How? We need a how. But before we can do how, we need the auxiliary verb do. We take off this S here in trains because that needs to be the base verb, right? And we use does she train the dog to protect her? That's the yes, no. Yes, she does. Then we're going to say, how does she train the dog to protect her? Okay. And then we can answer with information. Oh, she uses behaviorism to train the dog. She gives him treats. Okay. So maybe the answer is she gives him treats. Okay. What do we want to know about her giving him treats? Let's first make this a yes/no question. We do that. We do that by taking off this S. Does she give him treats? Now it's a question. And I want to know when she gives him treats. What time does she give him treats? So I'm going to say when. When does she give him treats? Notice my intonation. When does she give him treats? Oh, she gives him treats at when he does something right. Okay. She gives him treats when he does something right. So she gives him treats when he does something right. What can we ask about this? We've used, what? We want to ask what. Okay, so first I'm going to what? What does she give him for treats? What does she give him for treats? She gives him candy bars. I don't know. She gives him something. She gives him kibble. Okay? Finally, we might ask, whose dog is he? Whose dog is he? He is her dog. Okay, and those are a little bit different. The way I ask those questions are a little bit different. So let's see. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, even if you didn't, but if you did, like and subscribe. I have a lot of videos launching right now, and I am working on building my business. My first product is conversation classes, and you can sign up for them at thezarden.com right up here. You will get curriculum. I'll email you a weekly article with grammar points and vocabulary words to prepare for the conversation that happens that week. And in the conversation, you will have a native speaking facilitator. You will also have no more than 8 students. So those conversations are getting started right now. Just sign up and we will see you in the Zarden. Talk to you later. Bye.